B.M. Bailey, a Tulsa, Oklahoma pastor, was arrested in 2024 and was sentenced this week for his sex crimes.
We're looking at the fact that life will sometimes flip us upside down. Life will bring challenges. Life will bring pain. It will shift on us. And the thing is that sometimes you see a shift coming and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're thinking that it's going to be somebody else's job. It's going to be somebody else's relationship. It's going to be somebody else's family. It's going to be something, but listen, when the Lord brings those trials to you, when the Lord brings those challenges to you, trusting you and challenging you to lean on Him a little bit harder, what ends up happening is that our faith is tested. Listen, there's nothing wrong with your faith being tested. With God helping you to realize and being able to establish, is your faith simply a faith of talk, or is it a real faith walk in Him?
A Tulsa pastor is behind bars charged with rape, child sex abuse, and incest. He just resigned from his church over the weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Shay Rozzi.
And I'm Nathan Thompson. Sarah has the night off. We first told you at 5, according to an affidavit, B.M. Judge Bailey Sr. began sexually assaulting his victim when she was a child.
It goes on to say the abuse got worse as she got older. Until recently, Pastor B.M. Judge Bailey Sr. was a reverend at St. Andrew Christian Church near 36th Street North and MLK in North Tulsa. That all changed last week when a woman made a post on Facebook naming him as her abuser. She wrote, quote, "As a victim of sexual and mental abuse at the hands of Pastor Bailey for over a decade, I feel compelled to warn others about his predatory behavior. Despite his status as a respected member of the community, it is essential to shed light on his actions to prevent further harm to unsuspecting individuals." According to an affidavit, the abuse took place at home and started when the victim was in 6th grade. Court records say, quote, "It began with the defendant praying over her body and touching her." She told police the abuse became worse as she got older, with Bailey allegedly coming into her bedroom and raping her. According to court documents, the abuse continued when she became an adult, saying Bailey entered her home unannounced, pushed her to the floor, and sexually abused her just weeks after she had a baby. Earlier this month, the victim and her mother went to police about the alleged abuse. The affidavit shows some of their text messages with Bailey, with him saying, quote, "I am an adulterer, I am a child molester, I am a rapist." Investigators say in another message, Bailey confessed to watching pornography involving incest and said, quote, "He felt justified in acting out what was shown in the pornography because it was what people do." Police also say they have recordings and additional witness statements to corroborate the victim's story. After Tulsa police arrested Bailey Wednesday afternoon, his family released a statement saying to the victim, quote, "You are a strong, intelligent, and a talented young woman. No one should ever have their trust and safety violated in such a horrific way. We are all so deeply sorry this happened to you." Another alleged victim has come forward following the survivor's Facebook post. Tulsa police say that investigation is underway. In the meantime, Bailey is being held on $500,000 bond.
Mr. B.M. Bailey Sr. was a staple of the North Tulsa community, but now he's in the Tulsa County Jail, accused of numerous charges, including first-degree rape and incest. I'm Braden Bates. Harmony Oates is his daughter. She's trying to rebuild what she says was taken from her starting when she was just in the 6th grade. She was ready to share her story, sitting down with me, telling me her message to those living in the shadow.
It feels like I'm not in the shadows anymore. Think of a 13-year-old girl confused about who her true love is because her dad is saying, "I'm your boyfriend."
Pastor Bailey's position as a community leader was something that challenged Oates.
I knew how to set a boundary, but whenever he's your father, and whenever he's a pastor, and whenever he has this authority and he has a record, it's like you say no, but what does your no mean?
She says she was alone, suffering in silence as her father inappropriately touched her.
He would pray over me at first, but he would do a lot of touching while he was praying.
She says the years of manipulating made her ask questions.
The thing is, whenever I was a kid, I separated my dad from who he was. I had to. That's the only way I survived. I would call him my best friend. only to hide the reality of what I was living.
She tells me she first told her husband and older brother, then had the difficult conversation with her mom. Now she's taking his alleged sexual abuse public.
Coming out of the darkness by speaking out makes you a survivor. That's what I would say.
She says she hopes others feel empowered to speak out. In her recovery, she's rediscovering God, separate from her father.
I'm learning on trusting God more, and I know He has me, and He has every other victim, and I know that He has been guiding me through this whole journey. And I know He will comfort me like a father, even though my dad did not.
Pastor Bailey is charged with 2 counts of first-degree rape, incest, forcible sodomy, and first-degree burglary.
A former North Tulsa pastor will now serve at least 13 years after pleading no contest for rape and child abuse. One of the victims, his own daughter.
2 News Oklahoma's Emma Birch was there during that sentencing and spoke with Bailey's daughter about how she's feeling now that her abuser and father is behind bars.
So I'm grateful for that I got justice along with every other victim.
Harmony Oates says her pain is now behind bars after her father, B.M. Bailey, was sentenced to 15 years for sexually assaulting Oates as a child.
And after, I felt relieved because he confessed. He admitted, he was very opened, and it felt genuine, it did.
Oates says she was in the 6th grade when her father started touching her inappropriately. Bailey was a pastor at St. Andrew's Christian Church, but it wasn't until 2024 when Bailey was arrested for the acts. We spoke with Oates after her father was charged with rape and child abuse.
How to set a boundary, but whenever he's your father, and whenever he's a pastor, and whenever he has this authority and he has a record, it's like, you say no, but what does your no mean?
Now, almost 2 years later, Oates took the stand Tuesday and sat face-to-face with her father with powerful statements. One being, I don't hate you, and I forgive you.
Everybody deserves another chance. I'm a Christian, so if God can give us a second chance, of course I will give you a second chance, because He gave me chance after chance after chance after chance, and who am I to not give you that opportunity to see if you've changed?
After taking a plea deal with the state, Bailey received a 15-year sentence and will be on the registered sex offenders list for life. Oates says justice was served.
I believe the plea deal was mutual. The judge did a good decision for letting him at least pay the time for his consequences, while yet still being graceful, giving grace.
For Oates, it's now about moving on and repairing the hurt and relationship with her father.
Giving him that door to an opportunity for a healthy father-daughter relationship. See if he's changed. You never know until you give them a chance.
Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe.